Welcome to Rhyming Multisensory Stories, connecting individuals to literature, culture and topic through the senses. Today I'm going to take you on a multisensory exploration of the solar system with my story, Journey into Space. I'm off on a rocket to outer space. Countdown from 10, we're picking up pace. As you can see, I've got a variety of different props that we can use for this part of the story. We'll start by setting the atmosphere. I've brought in my aromatherapy lamp here. It's colour changing and it represents a smoky rocket, the vapour coming out of the top. I've popped a few drops of grapefruit oil in to awaken the senses and get us ready for learning. I've got my glitter lamp. Changes colour and the sparkly glitter represents the galaxy. Ideally, in a classroom situation, you could pop these up on a high shelf. You'd like them to be in the eye line of the Story Explorer, obviously, so they can't be touched. Here are some options for our Blastoff. You could use a party popper, obviously with safety in mind, pointing it away from the Story Explorer. You could count down from 3. 3, 2, 1, blast off! For the auditory defensive, you may wish to use a balloon. I'm going to count backwards from 3, pausing between each breath to build up anticipation. 3, 2, 1. I'm just going to hold that there while I wait for a signal from the Story Explorer. Could be a body movement, a blink of an eye, or a verbal communication, or they may say, blast off! I have a talking tile here. I've put some pictures of space on the front, and I've recorded an audio of Mission Control Countdown. Let's have a listen. This audio gives some authenticity to the story. It's also a fantastic prop for the Story Explorer to explore cause and effect. Paired with an echo mic, can the Story Explorer count back from 10? Can they count back from 3? Can they say blast off? Record their voice and play it back to them. Some of our students don't like balloons. Here's a simple switch. This is the control panel from the space rocket. Back up using language. On, off. I've created my own space rocket. I've popped a few LED lights into an empty bottle, secured the pack, it's just a battery pack, on the bottom of the rocket. Of course, I'll keep onto that at all times for safety. Little switch here, cause and effect. Model that language again, on, off. Can the Story Explorer turn the lights on in the rocket independently? Maybe they could ask for help. Here's my water rocket. I filled it with stars. Represents the galaxy. I've found the astronaut seat belt. This belt gives a satisfying click when fastened and has a simple push mechanism to release. Can the Story Explorer use their fine motor skills to push the buckle to release the seat belt? Perhaps your Story Explorer would like to see how dark it is in space. So I've got these dark glasses for them to wear. Mercury is a planet of the darkest grey. Its strong magnetic fields can push and pull away. This part of the story presents a wonderful opportunity to do some work on magnetism. Here I have my rings of Saturn, magnetic. I found the key to the rocket. I have some coins here I'm going to take with me on my journey to space. I made them nice and shiny by soaking them in salt and vinegar for 10 seconds. And to practice our fine motor skills and counting by placing the coins into the slot in the money tin. It's often easier for the story explorer to count the noise the coin makes as it hits the bottom of the tin rather than the coin itself. 1, 2, 3. The story explorer is still building their fine motor skills. I found a magnetic bucket that you can pop their coins into. 1, 2. Perhaps you could toast the coins and they could clap and count along with their hands. Going to explore some non-magnetic items. I've got a red rock from Mars here. Non-magnetic. Here's our space alien. We're going to meet him later on. Non-magnetic. And here's the noise the alien makes. The plastic of the noisemaker, non-magnetic. However, the metal end is magnetic. An alternative activity to working with magnets and magnetism is to explore the forces of push and pull. Touch palms and apply a little gentle pressure. Can the story explorer return that pressure? Join hands and rock backwards and forwards in seesaw sit-ups. I've got the school bus here. There's the children with the escort and the driver. I could push the school bus, or we could pull it along. Or I have a taxi. Why not put some paint down and you can make tracks as you push or pull. And here's the dog driving the car. Oh no! Add a little bit of humour. The children love that. I have a physio band here. Do some nice pushing and pulling exercises. And I've got a paint roller. Again, get creative and explore different textures. You could use different paints, paint on sandpaper, wallpaper. Explore fastenings on clothes and bags, like buttons and zips. This is my favourite story sensory bag. Hide items inside for the story explorer to discover. Here's a red rock from Mars. Invite them to place their hand in and see if they can feel what the item is. This one is our alien from outer space. My favourite kind of fastening is Velcro. And the Velcro used when telling a story using colourful semantics. The monster is dancing with the green robot on the moon. Fantastic for encouraging language communication and story building. I fly off to Venus. My visit is quick. This planet is hot and it smells like garlic. Present the garlic clove to the story explorer. Can they peel the white papery outer layer and separate it into cloves? Crush the cloves, smell them. Would the story explorer like to taste the cloves? Alternatively, I've got this planet-shaped brown onion to explore. A little feel of its root. Have a smell. A red onion I've cut into it, and these look like the rings of Saturn. For a milder taste, I've got spring onion. Again, it's got a lovely root on it. Have a smell. Peel back the greenery. Delicious. I've cut some chives from the garden, similar to spring onion. When these flower in the summer, they have beautiful pom-pom purple heads, and you can eat the flower heads. I've got some garlic powder. I've got some garlic flakes. These make a nice noise. And they smell delicious. Alternatively, you could explore garlic bread, garlic naan bread, garlic crackers, a whole host of garlic foods on the market for your story explorer to try. Mars has red rocks and a bright pink sky. The volcanoes reach my rocket. They are so high. This planet is cold, at night -90 degrees. If I stay here much longer, I'm going to freeze. I've created some of my own props here using recycled materials. You don't have to sit the story in one session. It could be that space is your topic and you want to explore a different planet each lesson, so involve the pupils in making some of these props. I've painted rocks from the garden red. I've used different sizes so I can bring some language about big and small. This rock is nice to place securely in the hand of a PMLD learner so they can feel the weight and support them underneath. You may have students that would throw rocks, so I've made one out of Play-Doh, plasticine. You could make your own Play-Doh and scent it strawberry flavoured, apple flavoured. Focusing on red rocks being cold, I throw some fruit juice into this ice cube bag, and the sensory explorers can run their fingers over the peaks and troughs of Mars's rocky landscape. Adbox is an excellent opportunity to work our fine motor skills and practice our counting. You could use some child safety tweezers to see if they can pick the ice cubes up, or they can use their fingers to drop them into the compartments, and they could count them as they drop them. 1, 2, 3, 4. This garden plant container makes an excellent noise, and it springs to its original shape. I've created a Mars sensory play area. You may choose to do this on a table or use a tuff tray or a sensory bin, bucket, even a paddling pool. You could make some moon dust, you could fill the area with sand or grit. This provides a calming activity for our learner to explore. It meets sensory needs, provides the opportunity for them to develop fine motor skills, as they manipulate the items. If working in a group activity, this aids social skills as the students learn to take and to share, cooperate, and to problem solve together. You could add some tools for scientific investigation, such as torches, a magnifying glass, child safety tweezers. I've popped the alien in. I've made some moon rocks. We've got our rocks from Mars. I've provided a fan. Maybe this is going to be the wind that's created when our rocket takes off. To show you a very simple way to make moon dust. The actual recipe is 2 cups of flour to half a cup of baby oil, or you could use sunflower oil, olive oil, vegetable oil. Option to add some aromatherapy oil. I've chosen zesty lime. And you could put some glitter. I'm going to put some sparkly stars in mine. I'm going to do this on a smaller scale, just to give you a general idea. I'm going to take my flour and I'm going to add some baby oil and start rubbing it together until we get a moon dust consistency. I never tend to use exact recipes even when I'm cooking, but it turns out okay in the end. You may want to use your own judgment, add some more flour or water if necessary. Okay, I'm going to add my lime. That smells wonderful, really refreshing, alerts the mind. And it's time to add a little bit of sparkle. You can make this a little bit more interesting by adding the footprint of an astronaut. Fantastic. Perhaps it's your last lesson on a Friday afternoon and you don't want to get the rocky landscape of Mars and its icy volcanoes and the moon dust out. You may want to focus on how cold it is on Mars at night time. I've put some warm weather gear inside this box. I love using boxes. They add an air of mystery to the lesson. Can the Story Explorer lift the lid off the box independently to have a look inside? Perhaps they could touch the box or tap the box so you can open the lid. I've put in the box my chenille scarf, 2 hats. Offer the Story Explorer a choice. Would you like the blue hat, the stripy hat? I'm going to choose this stripy hat with the bobble on top. I've got in my box a selection of gloves, fleece gloves, woolen gloves. I like these suede gloves. They're so soft and colourful. Perhaps the Story Explorer may prefer a fingerless glove that's easier for them to slip on their hands. I've got a big colourful blanket here. Maybe you could give the Story Explorer a big blanket hug. On Jupiter, I'm dizzy, it's spinning so fast. I see a red dot as it comes whizzing past. I've placed little red dots onto these spinners. Can the Story Explorer find the red dot? This is a great opportunity to provide a movement break. Movement breaks increase focus, decrease stress, help the retention of new information that's been learned. Of course, it's good to exercise and it's fun. Saturn has rings made of graphite. The heat and the pressure rain diamonds so bright. I love these jangly bracelets. They make such a wonderful clinking noise and feel nice and weighty on the arm. I'm using different colours, presents a fantastic opportunity to work on speech and language and communication. I have pink, orange and green. Or we could do some counting as we place the bangles onto the arm. 1, 2, 3. I also like to use glow sticks. If you could dim the lights, these are fantastic fun. And they are also great spun. Don't forget the humble pipe cleaner. These are fantastic as students can use their fine motor skills to twist them into the size to fit their wrist. Now for our diamond rain, I've got some sparkly stars here. Let's do a little anticipation. Ready, steady, go. The clouds of Uranus are stinky and smelly. It wobbles around on its side like a jelly. I'm going to use some incense sticks. These ones are called celestial. Again, these would go up onto my imaginary shelf, out of reach of the story explorer, but within their eye line, so that they can track the smoke as it dances into the air. Smell that heady perfume as it fills the air. Engage the story explorer's sense of touch. They feel how elastic that jelly is. Would the story explorer like to try a little bit of jelly and feel how cool and slippery and shivery it feels on their tongue? The methane on Neptune colours it blue. It's so windy here, my rocket blows straight through. Do some work with fans. Can the story explorer fold and unfold the fan independently? Can they create air by wafting the fan? Can they cool you down? Simple battery powered fan here. It's got an on-off button. And model that language: off, on. Here's my favourite fan, great for developing finger muscles, and makes a wonderful noise. Experiment with the fans. Which fan can blow the comet tails away? Scientific investigation. And the hand fan wins every time. Got some party blowers here. Going to use these to develop oral motor skills. We're exercising the muscles around the mouth by blowing. This also develops visual tracking skills and hand-eye coordination. It helps develop speech and language skills. To strengthen the muscles, you could start by presenting the story explorer with tissue paper to blow, feathers, some bubbles, building up to a whistle, a recorder and a harmonica. The last stop is Pluto, and it has 5 moons. They orbit the planet like water balloons. For this activity, I am going to use water balloons, so you might want to take this outdoors, or you might want to put aprons on. Can the story explorer handle the water balloon without dropping it or it bursting? Practice turn-taking skills. Your turn, my turn. You could set up some nice sensory play. I've done this on a smaller level. You could get your washing up bowl or your tuff tray, fill it with water and ice cubes. I've put some of my sparkly stars in there as well. And you could float the balloons on the water, and of course put those different size balloons in. So have some scientific experimentation, see what happens, which one floats easier, the big balloon or the little balloon. Have a look at sinking and floating. Oh no, that's the key to the rocket. That's sunk, but the balloon is floating. I've had fun travelling in my rocket, but I must be getting home. I spot a passing UFO and ask which way to go. I'm using a torch here. This one's got a simple on-off switch. You could shine light onto the Story Explorer's lap tray, onto the desk or table or the floor, onto the ceiling, or make circular motions on the wall. This is my favourite torch. It's a wind-up torch, and the faster you wind, the more light you get. Story Explorer might like to investigate a kaleidoscope and look around the cosmos to see if they can find their UFO. There it is. You can make your own kaleidoscope. I've used a kitchen roll, covered it in foil, decorated it in space stickers, and I've used a plastic bag, but you could use card, that would be better. Put little holes in it, and I can see my very own starry galaxy. The alien's pleased to see me, and she rubs her hands with glee. I'm flying off to planet Earth. Jump in and ride with me. Your alien can be anything you want it to be. I like this little multicoloured guy. Love his eyes. He's got big hands and feet, filled with beans. He's very tactile. And he smells of lavender. This could be the noise that he makes. Or perhaps your alien could be a little hairy alien. Thank you for joining me on this multisensory exploration of the solar system. It's been great to have you.